Welcome to 1000 PS. Welcome to a bike that should need no introduction. BMW's R 1300 GS. Austrian Alps, BMW GS. This is going to be a good fun days. So this isn't my first ride on BMW's R 1300 GS. I rode this on the world launch in Spain, which was a mixture of on and off road. Now for BMW to improve the 1250 GS was going to be a massive job because that is a phenomenal motorcycle. Don't worry, if you've got a 1250 GS, stay onto it. It's a good bike. The problem is, this one's better. So BMW have made some massive changes to the BMW 1250 GS to the 1300 GS. So in terms of power, we've gone up significantly. We're now at 143 horsepower, we was at 134. Combining that with 105 foot-pounds of torque. In terms of weight, we are 12 kilograms less despite going up in actual capacity. 6.5 kgs of that is saved from the powertrain, and that's the combination of the engine and gearbox. We've got new suspension, new frame, new semi-active suspension, new rider aids, new exhaust routing, it's just completely new bike. I think, if I remember rightly in the presentation, 80% of this bike is new, or possibly even more. And as I said, to improve on the old bike was going to be a difficult task. But it's a task that they've done. It is a phenomenal motorcycle. Now we've had the opportunity to really put the GS through its paces up here in, well, kind of its natural habitat, sweeping up mountain passes and flying down an autobahn. And as much as I want to criticise or find a fault with the GS, it's almost impossible, especially here in the Austrian Alps, whizzing up and down mountain passes, flying down the autobahn, even taking in a bit of town work. Every time I think, I've got it there, that's not very good. The seat height's a little bit too small. Oh yeah, no, I can change the seat height. I can lower it by just pressing a button and I can touch the floor. And I think, well, it's quite big and it's quite cumbersome. Oh no, it's a lot lighter than the 1250 GS. I mean, it's quoted 12 kilograms lighter than the old GS, but it actually feels a lot more. It feels so agile. And then I think, well, it's only got 143 horsepower. That's nothing compared to the rest of the competition. But you honestly don't need it. It's got so much torque, so much drive, and it's so much fun. It flies down the motorway in absolute effortless. We've now got the much needed electric screen that everybody was screaming for. We've got adaptive cruise control. We've got a collision warning system. I've got one of the best dashes that you'll ever have. I've got heated grips. I've got cruise control. I just sit back and enjoy the mileage. Then when I get bored, take a left turn. Come off the freeway, enjoy some of these roads here in Austria, and it is sublime. It is a little bit unusual, as in you've got to kind of trust the GS. You're not feeling it. It's not like a bike where you're absolutely feeling every last mil of grip because of the unique suspension and the way a GS feels. But it does grip, and you'll have more feedback than you did have previously. Just roll it into a corner and carry corner speed you didn't think a GS should do. In no question, in no way should this bike handle as well as it should. And because it's got more power and less weight, it's way more fun than the 1250 GS used to be. Now, all GSs in the past were never described as fun. They were robust and strong and trustworthy and reliable. And then through the ages, they've got a little bit more fun, a little bit more fun, a little bit more fun. And this one is really good. Turn off the TC or pop the front wheel up. You can do some wheelies. You can ride it aggressive. You can ride it fast. On a road you don't know, you can really ride the GS quick. So much so, you can chase down sports by its mates. I mean, looking at it, you think that's not going to work. But trust me, it does. It really does handle. Trust me, chase down your sports bike mates. They'll be surprised when you're still there in their mirrors flashing your high beam. If you fitted some different tyres to this bike, it could go on a track day. It's that good. Fit some different tyres to this bike and it could probably ride down that mountain pass. It's good off-road, it's good on-road, it's good at touring, it's fun, it's accessible, it's not too intimidating, it's lighter than it was. As I say, it's really difficult to find any fault with the GS. Until you come to price. Now the base bike starts at just under 16,000, but then you have the TE version that is 18,500. Then you start to tick a few accessory boxes and you can easily go north of 20,000. And that's easily done. And yes, it is arguably, possibly the best adventure bike market on the market at the moment. It's hugely desirable and I'm struggling to find a fault, but for that, you're gonna have to dig in your pocket and you're gonna have to spend some money. So that's what I think. I think you've got to spend some of the holiday fund, forget about your kids going to university, spend the money on a GS. I think it's a brilliant bike. Possibly, arguably, the best adventure bike you can buy at the moment. As we wrap up this video, we'd like to say a big thank you. A production of this scale is only possible thanks to you, our loyal 1000 PS subscribers. But we also want to express our gratitude to our partners for their support. To keep a cool head and ensure top-notch protection, we all relied on the RPHA 91 helmet during this test. And when it comes to riding gear, the finest apparel from the Italian brand Speedy made sure we not only stayed safe, but also looked great on the bike. For luggage, we put our trust in Hepco and Becker. Their bags and pannier systems were incredibly practical for carrying equipment and supplies throughout this multi-day test. So we've not gone into too much technical detail. We have a separate video on this bike from the world launch. And if you want anything specific, you want to know seat height, wheelbase, rake or trail, weight, etc., fire the questions below and we'll get back to you individually. I'll be online later, and if not, one of the guys from 1000 PS will be. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you again on the next one.